Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Caitlin. If you're new here, if you're not, thanks for showing back up. It's been literally 2 years since I did any personal finance content or really anything on YouTube, so glad to have you. It's just been a whirlwind 2 years and I've just been kind of staying low key, but I don't know, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to get back at it and share some finance stuff. To hold myself accountable. The last 2 years I definitely was not holding myself as accountable as I had when I was like consistently posting, and I really want to hit these goals this year, so I'm gonna hold myself accountable. That said, my budget spreadsheets and stuff that I used to use, I've iterated on them over the years, but ultimately they were so disjointed. They were not cohesive. They didn't all go together. They were all separate files, and it was just annoying. So I ended up finding a new spreadsheet that I really, really like, and it came from Beconomics 101. She is on TikTok with that handle. I think she has YouTube, I don't know. But it was $10 to get this gigantic spreadsheet. It comes with the monthly budget spreadsheet, a sinking fund tracker, a debt calculator, net worth by month, and then a mortgage calculator. And it has an option for monthly mortgage payments and biweekly mortgage payments. And that's what all came in it. And then I have changed a few things and brought in some things that I had from before. So I don't know, I'll probably do separate videos going over the different tabs and just focus on the budget for this video, for this like starter one. But yeah, so over time, I will be mentioning her multiple times because really like this spreadsheet. So without any further ado, let's get into it. We're doing January budget with me. So this looks very different from what I used to share. So bear with me as I'm getting kind of the hang of how I want to talk through it. But essentially we have an income section, we have goals, so savings and sinking funds, and then a debt section, needs, so, you know, electricity, utility, blah, and then a wants section. And then we've got all these nifty little diagrams and stuff that are included. And then there is actually a spending log, which I'm obsessed with. That's like the main thing I wanted to find because I didn't want to have to build one, and it's great. So that said, let's just dive right into the numbers. So you haven't been here in a while, so I have moved up at work a little bit in pay. So I now make a roughly 80,000 gross. And so my take home pay, I'll have 2 checks this month. I'm paid bi-weekly, and those typically come in at about $2,074, which is really amazing. Like, I'm very, very grateful. I love my place of work. I've been there for 6 years, ever since I graduated college. No intention of leaving. So anyway, really good situation there. I had rollover from December because I just like holidays and stuff, I just didn't end up making the transfers for what I wanted to use that money for. So it's there. I'm going to use it this month. Previously, I didn't ever do this because it was just, I kept our finances really, really separate on my like budget spreadsheet, but they're not. So I live with my partner. We both work. We have a cat and no kids. So, and we own our house. So yeah, the way that we do bills, and hate me if you want to, I don't really care what you think. So like when it comes to how we manage our finances, that's our business. But for reference, I pay everything out of my accounts. I'm like the money guru. I watched this girl on TikTok the other day, and she was like, I think of money like a game, and my partner thinks of it, set it, forget it. And I think that's so true for us too. Like, I want to see like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? What if I do this? What if I do that? And it's like, it's fun. It's a hobby for me. But for him, he doesn't want to think about it. So I handle the bills, and we just do like a monthly meeting with each other where I'm like, this is what happened through the month, and this is where our savings are at, and things like that. And I only manage shared savings. So not like his personal savings he has. But anyway, so you'll see T bills. That's just him reimbursing me for the bills that we paid this month. And then I got an Amazon gift card for 25 bucks. High yield savings account interest, I'll make somewhere in the $25 range. And then I cashed out all my cash back from my credit cards for this month. I will probably do that like quarterly moving forward. So yeah, and I just save it for gifts, but I figured I should cash it out, put it in the gifts fund in my high yield savings account, so it's at least like earning a little bit of interest. So yeah, that's the income section. And then, so that's what's planned. I used to call it budgeted, but I just didn't feel like changing it. So my planned, what I plan to spend, and then actual is what I'll put in there. And I haven't put in all of my income in there yet. So that's that. And then, so you'll see across the top, it shows you like how much you've made. So I haven't put in all my income as having received it yet. So it doesn't show the full amount. So it does show a negative money left to spend, which is kind of funny, but It is what it is. And then there's percent spent in each category, and that's like actual spending. And then there's planned spending broken down by the 4 sections, which I really like because that gives you a good idea of like, are your needs taking up too much of your budget? Because sometimes like, you'll spend a lot on housing, or are your wants taking up too much of the budget and you're not doing anything towards debt / goals? So I think mine's a good split where it's at right now. Needs only taking up, let's see, needs are okay, 44% is needs. I need to change this color scheme to match the colors on the bottom here, which is my fault. Like, I changed the color scheme of this whole spreadsheet to be earthy colors because that's just what I like. So yeah, it probably matched before I started messing with the colors. But anyway, so yeah, that's what that is. And then there's a little graph that's like comparing the planned to the actual in each category to be like, did you stay on track? And I like that. I just like these little check-ins, these little visual cues to let you know how you're doing. So anywho, we'll get into each section. So goals is savings and sinking funds. So for me, one of my big goals this year is to max out my Roth IRA. So there's $600 allotted for that. I do have a 401k and it is through work. So that's before my checks get to me. So that's not ever going to be in here. This is all net pay. I have an after-tax brokerage that I try to throw 25 bucks in when I can. And then these are all my sinking funds in my Ally savings account, high yield savings. So I have a home sinking fund and a propane sinking fund for $150 and $125 respectively. Those are the only 2 savings accounts that my partner and I both contribute to. So part of his reimbursement each month is contributing into those savings because they are for shared things. Like, if a gutter falls off our house, we would split the cost of that. Or if we need a new washer or dryer or things like that. So it's really not a whole lot each month. But we try to put something in there. So like this month, one of the big things is I want to buy more like fire alarms because we only have 2 in the whole house, and I just like safety has been heavy on my mind the last couple of years. So I've been slowly trying to make sure we have like small emergency kits in the vehicles. Like now we have jumper cables, tow straps, and first aid in all of our vehicles, and then making sure that we have like certain things in the house too. So more fire alarms is one thing that I really want. I want one in our bedrooms and in the doors that can close because right now we only have them for common areas. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that would come out of the home fund. Sometimes I'll just cover it and sometimes I'll take it out of the fund. It depends if I can afford to just cover it, and a lot of times I can. So anyway, propane, we heat and cook with propane. That's $125 a month. And I have an auto sinking fund, and that's just for my vehicles. He handles his own auto expenses. And that's really just for like maintenance and like when you have to renew your registration. And then let's see, I have a sinking fund for vacation. I'm saving up. I really want us to be able to go on like maybe like an all-inclusive type of thing like soon, like this year, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. But we haven't gone on like a big week-long trip in a long time, and we both could use it. So that's the goal. For gifts, I'm allotting $150 just because I did the cash back. So that's all going into my gifts fund. And then all the interest I get from high yield savings, I just put that into the gifts bucket as well. Emergency fund, my goal is to get to 10,000 in the emergency fund. That's not like an even set of months, but it's like a good goal. So looking to get to that. That would be, I think that would probably be close to 6 months of like bare bones expenses for both of us. Like, meaning if we both lost our jobs, 10,000 could probably limp us through 6 months. It would be tough, but we could do it. So then we don't have a HELOC yet, and that's why there's a sinking fund for it. But we're planning to take out a HELOC here soon so that in the spring we can redo our deck. And I know, sounds crazy to be like taking on debt to like do a big home project when you could just wait to redo a deck, but we can't. We've waited 4 years and it's falling apart. There's holes. Like, it's not like falling apart yet, but it's like, it's dangerous. We don't want people on it, and that makes us nervous because part of it's covered, and all of the part that's covered and has not been exposed to the elements nearly as much is fine. But there's a section that's like over the lake, and it's getting weaker. The deck boards really need replaced, and if we're gonna do it, we kind of want to do the whole thing and just like get it done. So anyway, I'm preemptively like preparing myself to have a portion of money have to go to the HELOC every month. So $325 for that. I don't know how much it's going to cost monthly, but I know that we'll want to pay it off faster than the minimum or the like normal amount of time. So I'm just assuming that my portion would be like $325. I don't know. And then I do have a little bit of debt with student loans, so that's fun. This month I'm paying $550 towards them, hopefully. But typical months, it's going to be closer to like 300, I think. This is just because I had that rollover, and part of the rollover, I was supposed to make a debt payment in December, but I forgot. So anyway, that's fine. And then I have the HELOC listed here just because like that's where it would be when we start paying it off. But we don't have it yet, so it's 0. And then for the needs section, this is the one that people like actually want to hear about. Mortgage, we pay $1,000 a month, and that includes a little bit extra to put into our escrow because our insurance went up after the escrow like review, and so we didn't have our payment go up, but there's going to be a shortage, so we're preemptively covering that shortage with rounding up. Our actual minimum payment is like $962, so we're paying $1,000. Electricity, last January was $270, so I'm just guessing $270. And then water is only $22. We have a septic system, so we only pay for city water coming in, not going out. Internet like looks so expensive, but trust and believe, like we live so far off the beaten path, like we don't have good internet options here, which like we're really not that far off the beaten path, but truthfully, like Indiana needs to get their freaking ish together about broadband internet access, because all we have is DSL or Starlink, and that we have both because I work from home, so I have to have reliable internet. So yeah, it's $166 a month. Oh, it's rough, but it's fine. Trash is $35 a month, and my phone is only $38. I have a Google Pixel, and it is on Straight Talk, so really cheap, love it. Auto insurance, this is for all of our vehicles, and he reimburses me for his, so that's 4 vehicles, full coverage for auto insurance. So it looks like a lot, but it's really not bad. It's $315. And for reference, he has a 2013 truck, a 2008 car. I have a 2009 Jeep Wrangler and a 2015 Chevy Cruze. So yeah, not like new cars, but they're not in bad shape or anything. And then for fuel, I have 125 listed, and I call it fuel and not gas because my car is a diesel, but also this would cover if I were putting fuel in my like quad, or if I was like picking up fuel for the tractor or the dirt bike, whatever, or the weed eater or the power washer, like things like that. So we have a lot of stuff that takes fuel, so I just call it fuel. I know, it's weird, whatever. Groceries, $500, and that covers his work lunches too. And then so in the once, we have subscriptions. So that looks like a lot, I know. 75 of it is a subscription to like a medical service that I have. So it's not like a ton. And then the actual like other subscriptions, we have like a bunch of streaming subscriptions, and a lot of them will get canceled because they were on Black Friday deals for a few months. But yeah, so $115 for subscriptions. Restaurants, that's like eating out together or separate, whatever, is $150. And actually, I will show you in a minute what it looks like to like record stuff, because it is automated. Snacks is like convenience stores, like if I stop at a gas station. So I put $25 for that. For fun, that would be like, honestly, I usually make that like my champagne budget, or like going and getting tickets to like go to a baseball game, or I don't know. I can't think of anything, but that's what that is. That's my fun money. Miscellaneous is, miscellaneous for $50. Personal spending, so this is like things just for me. So like if I buy like press-on nails or new pens or whatever, that's my personal spending, and it's $100. I know a lot of people keep that in their like sinking funds, but I pretty much always spend it every month, so I don't. Household, this is like cleaning products, paper towels. This also includes toiletries like shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, and I do often like pick up stuff for my partner, so he does contribute to that as well. So yeah, household items, $100. And then family, this is like to account for anything I spend when I see my mom. I see my mom a couple times a month, and I usually take her over to the dollar store because she goes every week. And so that's like today I bought her some eggs. Like it doesn't add up very much, but I always like want to keep 25 there, just allotted for that. It's not like gifts, you know what I mean? I'm not like gifting her a carton of eggs, you know what I mean? But it's like something to just be helpful. And then we have a cat, so $35 for cat food. Anytime there would be like a more expensive situation for the cat, like taking him to the vet, I would just cover that out of miscellaneous or preemptively like plan it in the budget. So monthly it's usually only $35, but he does go to the vet once in a while. So then you can see the spending log and how it works. So today I went to my mom's and I picked up Taco Bell on my way home. So I put in the date, and the amount that I spent was $6.49. And then I pick from this what it was. So that would be restaurants. Where's that at? Oh, it's up here. So pick restaurants, and then Taco Bell for lunch in the notes, and then that automatically comes over here and populates that I spent $6 in restaurants. So this shows rounded numbers, but it does have the actual amount. And that is that. I hit my 15-minute free limit on my spreadsheet, but that was everything anyway, so we did it. Yay! If you have questions or want to comment, leave it, in the comments. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll go over the other tabs in different videos.